But I do want to watch this video because it does look interesting. It's called Power Scaling Cows by Teir. How do you like seeing mini getting hot in the eye? What? What? I can imagine I won't like that. I imagine I would not like that one bit. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. Talking about it makes me feel terrible. Okay, but this is power scaling cows. Ding.
Cows are one of the most popular builds in the game, and normally a high population is a good indicator that a build is pretty powerful in the current meta. However, I think in the case of cattle, there are a lot of other factors which make their true power level a bit less obvious. Are cattle low-tier builds that are simply propped up by human activity, or are they a genuine
Mirai Nikki.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot. We've been watching the Future Diaries on Discord. Yeah, honestly I didn't like it, bro. It made me squirm a little bit. It was a little different because it was anime, but it still was kind of like, I just hate anything that just touches the eye, anything that just interacts with the eyeball just doesn't sit right with me. It's the same way for like broken bones. Whenever like the other day, a video of some guy working out doing like those leg squat machines, his leg went back. Ugh. And you know what I did, bro? I had to hide in the comments until like the part where he broke his leg went away for like that split point second where I can like send it to someone else. And I sent it to somebody else. Have to share my pain. I can't just let myself be the only one. No, certainly not.
Human health. Let's delve into their stats and abilities to find out.
Are bovines
Cattle are
OP?
part of a powerful faction of builds called bovines, which also includes the bison, Cape buffalo, water buffalo, and historically the auroch. While there are a few differences between them, which we'll discuss in a tier list at the end of the video, they all share a few common traits. Bovines have an exceptionally high HP stat. It takes a lot of damage to bring them down, pretty much requiring team strats from multiple predator players at once. And unlike some other high HP builds, bovines don't just sit there eating the damage. No, they can strike back with incredible
Damn. Nah. Imagine being that mountain lion or wherever that was, and you just get sent flying. I'm giving up, bro.
No,
You won the battle. Look at this.
With incredible force. Their
He did
sharp,
two
sturdy
360s.
horns can inflict
Nah.
massive damage on anything unlucky enough to be caught in their path. And unlike antlers, which fall off and need to be regrown each year, the horns cattle have, they have year-round, always ready to wreck someone's
what's
plan
good,
of
Tim?
attack. Their mobility stat is kinda mid, definitely not high enough to reliably escape a predator.
Damn.
And their intelligence and
Sure, send it.
stealth are
Send it on
both below
Discord.
average for a mammal. However, neither of these stats are all that integral to the bovine build's main strategy. While lower intelligence does create a potentially exploitable vulnerability to things like traps and lower their resistance to distractions and intimidation.
Why was there one in your
it's not
backyard?
so
Why did I
low
just peep that?
bovines aren't able to utilize team combos. Quite the contrary, in fact. The herd defense tactics employed by a competent herd of cattle makes them borderline impossible to defeat in a group. And since they have such a high HP stat, this gives cows' teammates a lot of time to regroup and launch a counterattack if one of their herd members goes down and needs a save.
They kinda
Next, we'll
OP,
discuss
bro.
the unique
I
abilities
did an invite to
and
it.
signature combat moves. Bovines
Yeah,
also
just
have
switch me the link.
ruminant ability, which enables them to gain XP and level up all just from eating grass. This might seem like a boring ability, but its usefulness is actually hard to overstate. Having this perk essentially means that one of the most abundant plants in the game becomes your main source of XP, completely removing the need to search and forage for food. This means a player doesn't need to invest evolution points into things like climbing, digging, keen eyesight, or intelligence to be able to find food, and can reinvest those points into other stats, which is how cattle are able to support such a high base stat total. Cattle
What
also
the
push
fuck,
mammal
bro?
factions
This is
to
crazy.
remove lactation to its
Okay.
limits. Cow milk is
Alright,
one of the
bro.
most nutritious substances in the game, and allows
Okay, I got you
cattle
after this
players
video.
to level up extremely quickly. This helps keep their offspring safe, as it means they spend less time in the more vulnerable low weight class.
I need to watch one of these videos with Wack. I feel like he's gonna like this.
The cattle's signature move is Goring Rush, an extremely powerful head bash attack that deals heavy damage and inflicts incredible knockback, forcing the target back a good
Invest in
distance,
Chad
also
stats.
likely knocking the target prone, which allows for easy follow-up attacks. Their sharp hooves deal extra damage to prone enemies.
Oh
So
my
this
god.
straightforward
Look,
combo can be
you saw how he sat there,
deal
bro?
extra damage to prone enemies.
It's like,
So
fuck. God damn.
this straightforward combo can be devastating if it catches a opponent
Yo,
off guard.
why are they actually
That
going
is about
crazy?
it when it comes to the cow's main combat moves. Cows can kick as well, but it's more of a
That
style
poor
than
dog,
anything.
bro.
They don't have the flexibility or power to headshot someone like a horse can. They also cannot deal damage with their bite, since they don't have upper teeth. Not a super big deal, but biting is a powerful option to have in a pinch, so it's at least worth mentioning.
Nah, we gotta see what horse be up to, bro. That horse did not just suplex somebody.
Intelligence stat, its resistance to mental status conditions like intimidation, distraction, or trickery is reduced. Intimidation is a pretty common tactic employed by a variety of different builds, from predators to omnivores to herbivores. Intimidation is one of the most effective tactics against cattle, and can often result in a cow losing a battle that it very easily could have won if it had not been scared away. And conversely, if a cow does decide to take the offensive, distractions can easily divert the attack, causing it to completely miss. While this is, of course, extremely risky, overcommitting to an attack and whiffing can oftentimes mean the difference between decisive victory and crushing defeat.
Did he just suplex himself, bro? What the fuck?
A combination of intimidation and distraction to kite cattle in specific directions, enabling them to control entire herds, which is what has allowed human mains to capture huge numbers of cattle. Cattle are known for their goring rush attack, which, while powerful, is imperfect.
Yo, would you ever do one of those running with the bulls? I feel like I would do it, but I'll need some time to prepare for it, cause I feel like I could outrun most of the people there. Cause like realistically, you don't gotta outrun the animal, you gotta outrun the other people, cause they're gonna be distracted. It's not like the animal's gonna run past them just to go after you specifically. So as long as I outrun, then I'm fine.
Put a ton of points into the ability concussive force resistance,
Damn, bro.
enabling them to throw out headbutt attacks without much risk. Cows have some blunt force resistance, but not enough that headbutts and charging attacks are without risk. In fact, at high speed, cattle can easily take lethal damage in a single hit if they strike another player at full force with their charging attack. Builds like the goat or bighorn sheep can easily best a cow in 1v1 combat, even though the cow's stats are much higher in a vacuum. Builds
He
with
really
forward-facing
slept
horns
him.
can also present quite a challenge to bovine builds, as bovine horns tend to face to the side and are more used for swiping and slashing at opponents than for stabbing forward. This means that in a direct confrontation, sharp
Bro, that
edges
dog
can deal a lot
can
of
never
damage
talk
a
to
bovine
another
player,
cow
while
again,
keeping
bro.
them out of reach of connecting with
That can never be a
horn
shepherd
attacks.
dog.
There aren't enough different bovines for a proper full-length tier list video, but I think I can do a quick rapid-fire ranking to close out this video. The basic cattle comes in at a solid B tier.
Be ain't bad.
Definitely not a bad build, but
Just
one
stay
with
your ground and
weaknesses
face the
that
bull.
high-tier
No,
builds
bro.
can exploit. Their main advantage over the other, more wild cattle variants is that due to selective breeding by humans, the domestic cattle are actually the best in the game at milk production, and therefore their offspring level up and reach larger sizes much quicker. Definitely a much more beginner-friendly build, although at the end of your playthrough there's a good chance a human will eliminate you. Also in B tier we have the yak, a mountainous variant of the cattle that opted for slightly lower base stats in exchange for better resistance to the cold and better mobility on icy
Which kind would you be, y'all?
Same basic weaknesses as the common cattle, but its ability to survive the cold Himalayan mountains means that it has less natural enemies to contend with than cattle in less hostile climates do. At the bottom of A tier we have the bison. The bison
I might
are the
wanna be a
largest
bison.
bovine builds,
A bison's
rating
kinda
some of their
cool.
power stats for extra
Either a
health
bison
and
or a bull.
defense. As a
Being
result, they
Spanish,
have shorter
it's what we
horns
do.
and lots of padded fur on their head.
You just be
meaning
doing
they
that?
can tank a lot more damage,
In your everyday,
but
you just
also
be.
can't deal as much damage using gore
You see
and
what's
rush.
going on there? He was
This
saving
can
him
be a
because
bit
he was
of
in the
a problem,
road.
as being able to one-hit a wolf would really help discourage aggressive teams of wolves from attacking them. Since they can't get a one-hit kill without a crit, some wolves get pretty brazen in their attacks on bison. Still, they're tied with the moose as the premier tank of the North America server, and have favorable matchups against the grizzly bear. So still definitely a solid high tier. Next in A tier we have the water buffalo, a bovine build with roughly equivalent stats to the common cattle, but with higher offensive stats and
Nah,
massive
water buffalo
horns.
kinda cool, bro.
They get a
Them
mobility
horns kinda
bonus
cool.
in shallow water, which, while not that busted of an ability, is still pretty nice to have. Water buffalo have to be able to fight off one of the most powerful solitary predator builds in the game, the Bengal tiger.
Oh fuck no! I ain't about to be no water buffalo. Never mind, bro. Oh wait, never mind.
The India server is also notably less aggressive towards bovine players, which makes them a lot more viable in that meta. But when it comes to hostile metagames, nothing compares to Africa. And despite the abundance of extremely powerful predators like the lion and hyena, and territorial giants like the rhino and elephant, the Cape Buffalo is still notorious for being one of the most dangerous builds in the game. It's one of Africa's Big Five, a status given to builds which are notoriously difficult for humans to defeat 1v1.
That's kind of hard. Big Five is kind of hard.
The African Cape Buffalo ranks first among the bovine builds, but it still doesn't quite crack S tier, mostly because it's overshadowed by the wildebeest in the African savanna meta. The wildebeest, which is not a type of cattle or buffalo, but rather is essentially an antelope with higher stats, may not be as bulky as the Cape Buffalo, but it does have a much higher base speed stat, and this speed is
Wildebeests are kind of ugly, bro.
to escape an ambush from Africa's predator builds, and for punishing opponents who don't respect the wildebeest's range, leading to the wildebeest being vastly more successful than the Cape Buffalo. This level of supreme optimization is what it takes to crack S tier in the African server. Now, this doesn't mean cattle will never be S tier. In fact, I think there's a pretty strong argument to be made that prior to humans unlocking the gunpowder technology on the tech tree, bison were the undisputed S tier of North America. And although they were all but annihilated from the server, their numbers are slowly but surely returning to healthy levels. It's quite an inspiring story, which you can check out right now on Curiosity Stream.
I like the way he talks about it, bro. Those horns be like a head mustache. I never heard someone call horns head mustache. I like the way he talks about them though. He talks about like they're like in a game, like an RPG. Wow, only I don't know why I'm watching this. Only an hour? Anything at the end? Nope. He got a fish tier list? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna be enjoying this channel.